We are conditioned to recognize success by what we can see. When a sleek $60,000 car pulls up to a stoplight, the immediate assumption is wealth. But beneath the polished exterior, that driver is often wrestling with maxed-out credit limits and an anxiety-inducing stack of monthly payments. Now, picture the coworker who parks next to that luxury ride every day. He drives a faded 2009 Toyota Camry with a dent in the bumper that no one even mentions anymore. You might assume he's struggling to make ends meet. What you don't realize is that he has $4.7 million quietly compounding in index funds. The Millionaire Next Door studies, which tracked thousands of real-world millionaires, found that the vast majority of self-made wealthy individuals live in middle-class neighborhoods. They drive ordinary cars, wear clothes from common retailers, and are virtually impossible to identify by their appearance alone. The people who look rich and the people who are actually rich operate on two completely opposed financial operating systems. One is designed to broadcast status to strangers, while the other is engineered to quietly accumulate capital. For the performative earner, money carries the heavy weight of anxiety, pride, and social standing. Conversations about price trigger defensiveness or ego. For the truly wealthy, money is stripped of this emotional baggage. It is neutral data, a metric used strictly to measure utility. To protect this objective mindset, invisible accumulators often adhere to a rule of three. They do not disclose their actual income, they avoid mentioning the price of their belongings, and they refuse to live in ways that require a public audience to validate their success. Look at the math behind a typical status purchase. A new $50,000 vehicle loses about a fifth of its value the second it leaves the dealership. Within 12 months, that value plunges to $35,000. The owner absorbs $15,000 in pure depreciation while still paying $600 every month. The invisible accumulator lets someone else take that initial hit. They buy the 5-year-old version for half the price. By driving a reliable, paid-off vehicle, they can take that $600 monthly payment and redirect it into an index fund. Over 30 years, at an average 8% return, that single decision grows into merely $900,000. They apply a similar friction to daily spending through strict waiting periods. A small purchase under $100 goes on a list for 24 hours. Medium items wait 7 days. Large purchases require a full 30-day cooling-off period. Most desires simply vanish when forced to survive this delay. Yet this extreme patience vanishes when faced with a legitimate necessity. If the roof needs to be replaced, they will write an $18,000 check on a Tuesday without a hint of drama. They understand the math. Delaying a structural repair today guarantees a $40,000 water damage disaster 18 months down the road. This framework operates on a disciplined mathematical calculation that maximizes the long-term utility of every dollar. By prioritizing the future growth of capital over immediate social signaling, the invisible accumulator ensures their wealth remains sustainable. Think of your income as water pressure flowing through a pipe, and your lifestyle costs as the pipe itself. For most people, whenever the pressure increases from a raise or a bonus, they widen the pipe. They upgrade their apartment, buy a nicer car, and dine out more often. The higher income flows right through, leaving them with the same trickle of money at the end of the month. The invisible accumulators lock the walls of the pipe in place. When their income rises, their fixed costs stay exactly the same. They automatically route a predetermined percentage, often 50% or more, of that new surplus directly into investments before their lifestyle even has a chance to notice the new money. As that capital compounds over the years, an interesting inversion happens. Money is no longer their scarce resource. Time is. Their discretionary spending shifts toward boring, highly effective services. They will happily pay meaningful amounts for a brilliant tax accountant, a fee-only financial advisor, or a direct flight that costs $400 more. They stop asking, "Can I afford this?" and start asking, "How many hours of my life does this buy back?" Achieving wealth changes the actual purpose of money. It ceases to be a mechanism for acquiring objects to impress strangers, and instead becomes a specialized tool used to purchase total autonomy over their own schedule. When a market correction inevitably hits, the contrast between the two mindsets becomes glaring. The performative earner reacts to the red arrows with absolute panic. They refresh their portfolio balance multiple times a day. treat paper losses as permanent failures, and follow the crowd into a panic sell at the bottom. This chart shows the dramatic drop of a market crash. The invisible accumulator treats this decline as a massive discount. Missing the immediate recovery phase destroys wealth. Missing just the 10 best trading days slashes long-term returns from 17% down to roughly 12%. Generational wealth is built by remaining entirely unbothered when everyone else around you is making financial decisions based on fear. The entire consumer economy is structurally designed to exploit a very specific human instinct, our unconscious urge to match the standard of living of the people geographically closest to us. We absorb this pressure without even noticing it. Economic studies have tracked what happens when someone wins a large lottery prize. In the years following the win, the bankruptcy rates among their immediate neighbors actually increase. The sudden, visible wealth of one household creates a spending pressure that ripples outward, compelling the neighborhood to keep up. Accumulating true wealth requires stepping out of this localized comparison game altogether. It means ignoring your neighbor's driveway or your coworker's expensive watch as a benchmark and formulating a strictly internal definition of success. Which brings us right back to the coworker in the company parking lot. His choice to drive a faded Camry isn't an accident. By quietly applying discipline away from an audience, he has secured total control over his own life and time, while his peers' performative spending ensures they remain chained to a lifetime of debt. Real financial freedom truly exists in the absolute peace of mind you possess when nobody is watching.